What's going on, folks? What are we doing tonight? I believe we're working on beards. We are working on beards tonight. I don't have the. If you guys see the title of this video, it might be the wrong thing. I'm not too sure. But tonight we're talking about beards here. And we're going to get some videos pulled up. We may have some time to go over cut critics, something like that. But the main focus tonight is beards. You guys asked about it last night. We looked over certain videos and we decided that today's class was once again on beards. So with that being said, we're going to allow just for a little bit more time for people to get in here so that we can, let me bring up my other menu, so that we can get going. Come in. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm on the video. Bye. Thank you. Shut my door, please. Thank you, sir. So my little man just came on in. So what's going on, everybody? What up, Los? What up, Jeezy? What up, Jason? Wavy Journey. Concise. Oh, man, we got a YouTuber in the building. Well, we got two. We got Jason, Barber and Educator. We got Concise the Barber. He says, hey, I'm a new barber and I'm 15. Can you look at my work? See, around here, you don't have to lie and say that stuff, Concise. Like, I'm not going to be impressed at the fact that you're 15 and you cut hair. Because I was 15 when I started cutting hair. So for me, if you're just in here, you don't got to say nothing special, no lies, nothing like that. We're going to take a look at your work. We're going to rate your cut. So if you are willing, since you are a longtime barber out of the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, whatever, East Coast city, it don't really matter. I'm from the Northwest, so it really don't matter where you from. But if you are willing to have me look at your work, we got Jason, Barber and Educator. If you guys are willing to submit some work as veteran barbers, especially Jason, he went to barber school before y'all was born. 1991, he was already in barber school or something like that, 89 or something. So if you guys are willing to have your work looked at, and then we got Don Taylor saying, I'm new to barbering, 14 years old. And then I'll go on your page and it's the blurriest fade I ever seen. I'm not trusting y'all. What's going on, John? What's up, brother? Dante the Barber. 14 years old with a full beard. Y'all wild, man. So yeah, so what we went, like I was saying before, some of you guys hopped on here. And actually, we got, how many people we got on here? Let me see. Let me click on this. So we got 8 people watching. We should have at least, we got 9 people watching. We should have at least 9 likes right now. So you guys, if you haven't liked this video just yet, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Guys, I'm doing Vlogmas. Vlogmas, if you're not familiar with it, I'm dropping content every single day for the month of December, all the way up until December 25th. It just so happens to be that I hadn't vlogged in over almost probably a year. Not vlogged, but went live. So I decided that I'm going to go live every single day for my Vlogmas. I might drop some other content. I was thinking about chopping some of these videos up and just the main key points. If there was any nuggets dropped, any good questions asked, you know, breaking that portion up and then posting it, reposting it as its own little individual 5, 6, 7 minute video. But what we got going on tonight, per last night's conversation, a lot of people wanted to know about beards and beard fading, beard sculpting. So we're going to pull up one of my videos where just because that's the best thing I can go off of. It's a video where we can see both sides. You can see in detail because some of the pictures that you guys submitted were not necessarily clear. They were good for advertising purposes, but they weren't clear enough for me to get in there and see and critique a haircut in full. So it might have just been a picture of the left side or a picture of the right. Make sure we at least got a full 360 view because the edge up could look great from one side or this side can be clean, but then this side, as we saw with one of the guys in the first night, that it looked like 2 different people cut his hair. So I want you guys to make sure as you're submitting what you want, don't just tag me. Don't go in the comment section and say, hey, check out my page. I want you to go in and do the work. If you really want this and you want me to critique it, I don't mind doing it, but I need you to do your portion of the work, which is find 2 or 3 videos or something like that, or pictures, and send it to me on Instagram. My Instagram is Christopher Manyweather. Let me get this information up here so I don't have to spell it for you guys again. Let's see. Scene. Add. Nope. Dang, I just messed something up. All right, we back. My bad. Preview mode. I got to get this under wraps. Comments section. Text. There we go. Text overlays. No, I don't want to do that. I know I got some of this stuff saved. No. Anyway, I won't worry about it. Can you tell us how to submit again? I was doing my homework. Concise, stop playing with me, bro. You ain't in school. You not 15, bro. But let me scroll up real quick because I was running my mouth and not really looking. But my name is Christopher Manyweather. That is CHRISTOPHER. Manyweather as in Minnie Mouse, MINNIE. Weather as in outside, WEATHER. Bring them together, Manyweather. Okay, so let's see. How to sculpt. So how to sculpt a beard. How to maintain, how to keep length but maintain what? What are you talking about? Carlos, I didn't get that. I didn't know exactly what you meant. Skip over concise. We said hey to John. Fading the beard into the side is something I'd like to get a better understanding of. Okay, we're going to touch on that today. Eduardo, welcome back, my guy. What's going on? Jeezy said, I tried your technique with the 2 guard to blend the top to the bottom. I sent a picture to your DM. So we will check that out. I'm interested to see how the result was after yesterday's critique on your work, which was already really good. So if we can make you better in one day, like, come on, bro. If we can make you greater in one day, because you're already good, man. Dante. See, he said, I don't post as yet. Do you have pictures, Dante? Any pictures, any videos? You may not have posted them, but do you have anything? Concise, Christopher Manyweather on Instagram. I'll humor you. And the Wavy Journey says, I'm 34 in barber school, and I have about a year of cutting under the belt. I'm getting up there. That's what I'm talking about, bro. It is one day, one step, one rep at a time. I don't want to see that on nobody's shirt. I might use that one day. I'm waiting on some clippers to oh, okay. I got you. What's good, my dog? Nathan in the building. Hey, ignore concise. Nobody cares about his last video at all, Nathan. Please don't come in here disrupting the class. Nobody cares about this. That's called spreading rumors. Don't tell him you loved his video. That is a rumor. Nobody else knows about that. That's between you and whoever this other Concise the Barber person is who does not have a YouTube channel. Don't worry about him in this. Hey, y'all check out my dog Concise, man. He is going to give you a concise review. He buys everything. He gets his hands on everything. And he's going to let you know the RPMs, the BPMs, the JBLs. Those are headphones or something, man. JRL clippers. He got all of that stuff. So I just dropped a follow. Thank you, Dante. Adam, what's going on, brother? Jody Walker, welcome to the building. Brand new to the barber life. Well, welcome to the industry. Are you licensed or are you unlicensed yet? We're not going to take up too much time, guys. We're going to jump into this thing. We're going to look up, and I'm getting videos. We are going to get to those if we can. The purpose of tonight is to go over beards, beard sculpting, and we're going to knock this thing out. And let's see. If you guys, we got 16 likes in here. Let's get some more. 16 views. Let's get these likes up. I got 9. We want to get YouTube's algorithm to tell other barbers that like this kind of information that we are on and that we are live. Donnie Tsunami, my guy. What's going on, bro? Y'all say what's up to my boy, man. He's in the building. Portland's finest, you know what I'm saying? Repping the hometown. I got the long sleeves on, or else I'll show y'all the City of Roses. But what's going on? Hey, my bad, Nathan, man. Sometimes you got to get on your boy's head. Uh, Concise said, let's get to the video. All right, so here we go. Let me get this switched over. Actually, let me get this other app pulled up real quick before we go into that, because I do want to screen right. And real quick, I'll be right back in less than 3 minutes. In less than 1 minute. Give me 30 seconds. And we'll get this thing running. I got to go over here and grab my mouse real quick. Unplug it from the other computer, so that way I'm not using my finger to do it. And just like that, I beat the 30-second mark. Y'all thought I was lying. Let me see. I gotta figure out how to plug it in. Okay. All right, so we got Mini Weather in the building. Applause for me. All right, let's see. Let me turn that off. Let me get my other app pulled up, and we're going to get straight into it so we can get some learning going. So we can help Concise, the 15-year-old barber, understand that what he's doing is not helpful. Launchpad. All right. So you said when you get back on your feet, the first thing you're buying is a camera. Man, what kind of phone do you have, Dante? Because I was looking at that new iPhone 13, and that thing is nice. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, man, y'all talk to each other, man. You guys been seeing each other in here every day, man. Donnie said he had the alarm set, but hey, you didn't miss a session. Okay, so you're unlicensed, Jody. You got a couple clippers. That's a great start. You don't have to have a pair of clippers. I mean, you don't have to have a license to start cutting hair. Just get to it like you're doing. Eduardo sent some pictures. Concise says I got everything, but he has a whole studio set up. That chair costs $300 plus. Again, Concise with the most his content is good, but his information is irrelevant sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Why is he talking about my chair? Oh, Dante said, okay, so yeah, camera, all that. What up? I'm Hope. Welcome, my guy. All right, now what we're doing, we're getting started on the beard portion. So let me get this clicked over. Let me get some of this stuff off my freaking screen. I don't like that my mirror is flipped. Give me a second while I flip this. What I need to do is start getting in. I got to show up to work before y'all get here so I can have all these kinks worked out before y'all walk in the door. You know what I'm saying? If you on time, you late. If you early, you on time. Right now, I'm late because I'm over here messing with stuff like y'all not already in here. So I'm tripping. All right, so let's get this screen switched over. I don't like that my mirror is flipped. Give me a second while I flip this. What I need to do is start getting in. I got to show up to work before y'all get here so I can have all these kinks, this down, worked out before y'all walk in the door. Close that. Move this over so I can still see. You know what I'm saying? Comments, if you on time, you late. Move that over. If you early, you on time. Right now, I'm late because I'm over here messing with stuff. I'm not like shouting out no other barber. All right, that's so not better than me on here. Over. Now this is my guy right here. This is Aaron, the barber. I don't like that. Look at my guy. I'm gonna show y'all my guy right here. Let me see if I can move this over. What I need to do is start getting in. My dude is always on something different. Oh, this ain't. Oh, right here. Worked out. I ain't gonna click on it. But my guy, he's making money cutting hair. You know what I'm saying?
comment,
If you on
he
time,
has
you
his
late.
own
You got
company
on the side called Hicks
early
Investment
time
right now.
he
He
sent
sent
me
me
a
a
check
check
right
right
here.
here.
This is
Messing
a
with
check
check. I'm
that,
not shouting
got
out
already in
no.
here.
He's got
So
money
other
coming through,
barber,
man. So you
all right,
guys
that's
will
not
not better
focusing
than
on
me.
you on
Switched
here.
over.
Now,
Once
this
you
is my
build
guy
this
right
up,
here.
you
This
can
is
start
perfect
focusing on.
barber.
I don't like the
Look at my guy.
I'm gonna
Let me
show y'all my guy
right
right
here.
this.
Let me see if I can move this.
So
What
what
I
I
need to do is start
getting
getting
in.
my
Dude
dude
is
is
always
always
on
on
something
something
different.
different.
Oh, this ain't. Oh, right here. Let me close some of
I
this
ain't gonna
stuff.
click on it.
That. But my guy, he's making money cutting here.
That looks
You know
like
what I'm saying? If
somebody
you on
he
time,
has
you
his
late.
own
You
company
got on the side called
The series that I'm going to be bringing to you guys is on thinning hair. My clientele has aged. I don't know.
Once you build this up, so if you guys hear anything, let me know real quick.
Look at my guy.
I'm gonna show y'all my guy right this.
Let me see if I can move this.
So
What I need to do is start getting in.
My dude is always on
y'all
something
get here.
different.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Oh,
This
this
mic.
ain't. Oh, my computer. How about now? Do you guys hear me twice? Can you guys hear me twice? Still? Let me know. Let me know. Let me see. Let me log into YouTube so I can see what you guys are seeing. Or okay, so we good? We good? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So we're good. Perfect. Perfect. D's, what's up? D's Mental Medicine. Thank you for joining. I don't know if I've seen you on here before, but I'm glad to see you here. Any of you guys that are that have just joined, Kenny, what's going on, brother? Go ahead and like this video, and you guys can also send it out and share it, post it somewhere right now so we can get more barbers in here. And but what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna jump into this video, and let me see. We're just gonna go to the beard portion. Y'all see how I label the videos on the bottom for you guys? So you can just scroll through and see, oh man, he's on the beard trim. So I can get right to it. So we're gonna start it, beard trim. All right, what's the first thing I'm doing? Let me make this bigger. First thing we're gonna do is move this over. We go ahead and pick it out. Simple, because we're going to shape it up. We got a little information for you, but look what I'm doing. So for you guys, I want to show you guys something that I do. So I cut hair using reference points. So usually whenever I'm doing something, I don't put a line in anywhere without looking somewhere else on his head to know where I place my line. So you hear us talking about, man, you got to know whatever steps you did on this side, go ahead and do it on the other side. Well, what does that mean? I may not know that I placed the beard line higher on this side than I did on the other side. So then when I'm done, the fade may look a little uneven. So if you look at this line right here, I usually line it up with this part of the ear, the middle part of the ear. In this video, I don't think I was intentionally doing it. I just do it so much that I probably just did it. But that's one thing that I do. If I was to tell somebody, that's what I do. I don't know why I haven't said it in the video yet, but that's what I do. So then I'm looking at my next guideline. My next guideline is from here to here. Y'all see that space? So it's the same thing as if I would have set a guideline in up here. I'm going to give myself at least an inch to a half an inch of space in between guidelines because I like to stretch the fades out more. So let's go. So then what you'll notice with a stretched out fade like that, one thing that you guys will notice is that the blend area, it fades in a lot easier because I'm not working on those small compressed fade. I got room to just dang near take out that first guideline and it's almost gone. It's almost blended in. So here's your earlobe right there. Quick question. Do you blow dry beards out? I really don't. I'm not gonna lie. I cut hair in a way that is really time consuming because my schedule is jam-packed back to back. But let's get back to the video. So now I've switched over because I'm using my combo cutting system and I'm just fading out that first. So we set a line here and then we set our next guideline here. So what I'm doing with this clipper is I'm fading at that next line. I'm taking it out so that these two links in here and in here can blend together. We're just removing that line there that you see so those two links can blend together. So now I'm going to create another line with my guards and start taking it out. So you see I dropped another from here to there. I like stretch fades. I think it looks the best to me, but that's how I cut. So if you cut compressed, then your guidelines are much smaller than mine. If you guys are ever trying to get a compressed look, then make your guidelines much smaller. So what I'm doing now is debulking with that number 2, and I made another line or went into the bulk with it, and now I'm cleaning it up with that number 1. Bam, took the number 1 off. So what I'm doing now is just lever playing. That's all that is. But we'll go over, just get back to it. So right here, what I want you guys to notice is, first of all, I'm standing in a way that I don't want to block the camera. So my line is, I'm putting it in right here, but the angle that I'm at is allowing me to see this hair that's kind of in the way of looking at this sharp line that I want to create there. But I'm looking at it from different angles, so I know I'm going to have to sculpt it because I can see that hair and I can see that it's not as clean that it's going to be when I change my position. And if you guys can just know that if you're asking questions right now, I'm not going to be able to focus on the video and answer it. So I'll go a little longer, then I'll stop and see if you guys are talking about the video. So the first thing I'm doing right now, hold on, let me go back. So what I want you guys to notice is this. When I put my beard lines in, this is a little trick that I use. It's usually not a super curvy line right here because I don't like when the beard like just curves, right? So if you look at this, it's more almost kind of like a straighter line. But the trick that I do is when I go in with my razor, if you guys can look at me real quick, I don't know if you're still looking at the video, but when I go in with the razor, I'm going to pull the skin up with my thumb and I'm going to make a straight line. But when I release it, that same line that looks straight right now, it's going to be curved more. So you'll see it. I believe I did that in this video, but that's what I usually do with my beards. I'll just throw a line in there, and by the time I clean it up with the razor, or if I go in with just the razor, I'll make it kind of a straight line as I'm pulling the skin up. Like I'm actually pulling the skin up. I'm not just holding it tight, but I'm pulling it up. So this is what I was talking about last night. So what you see me doing is, hold on, sorry. Rewind. So last night I was telling you guys, a lot of times when we go in and we do the beard, we'll have them look up. They look up and we're going to hit this line down underneath there. And we put that line in. So then when the person holds their head down, you can't no longer see that that line is clean. So what you're going to see me do is start to sculpt that beard so that it's going to give you the illusion that that line goes all the way straight to here. It's gonna look better. It's gonna look cleaner all the way through. So you guys will see right here. So I put the line under there. Now I flip my trimmers over and I hit this line right here. And I usually do the same thing behind here because, like I said, that when that hair is hanging over, it makes it, depending on what angle you're looking at him from, it's not gonna look clean. It won't look like it's a clean, sharp lineup. And for me, what I want from every angle that this haircut is viewed, that it's gonna look good. So that's usually my goal when cutting hair. So now I'm just kind of shaping it up. And what I'm doing, even you see me shaping it up like that, I'm kind of like moving my head so I can see, okay, does it look flat from here? Because that's the goal. That's what I'm looking for. I want it to look smooth, just like you shaping up an afro. You want to get in front of them and you want to look at their perspective. When you edging them up, you hit that edge up, look at them straight up, look at their perspective, because that's what they're going to see when they get the mirror. Let's see. So now that you've seen that, we'll skip over here to this. I already started kind of blending it in. Come on. All right, so bam, number 2. Also, So when you see me going in with the number 2, that first initial stroke, look at me, guys. That first initial stroke is like this. Or can you guys see me? Y'all probably can't see me. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if y'all can see me right now. Somebody give me a thumbs up or a yes or something. Let me know if you can see me. Or do you just hear my voice? So I'm thinking that you can see me as like a little small picture. Matter of fact, we'll do this. Since y'all don't want to answer, we'll do this. Make it big. Okay. So while you guys and nobody say nothing, y'all not helpful at all. So all right, thank you, Terrence. Jeez. So what I want you guys to know is that, let me see. I got that number 2 on there. I'm not just going straight in like number 2, bam, and just put a hole there. I'm going in. I'm scooping because I want to soften that look. So when I go in with that number 2, let's say the guard is curved like this. This is my clipper, and the guard is angled like that. So imagine that. So when I go in with that, or I'll just use my fingers kind of curved up. So if I go in like this, I'm just gonna knock all that as a number 2. But if I go in with the teeth first, the teeth go in first, and then I scoop up, now I just created a taper on everything that's underneath there. So then I can come with the grain and cut that down, just that little bit of overhang, and it's gonna blend in. So that's why the biggest guard you usually see me do on a beard is a number 2, even though that length you guys know is longer than a number 2, and I can blend it in and not have to use any bigger guards than that. So that's just a little tip or a trick for using your guards or your clippers by manipulating the position of that blade or of that guard. You can do a little bit. You have a wider range of cuts that you can do versus a real number 2 would have took all of that weight out of there. But we don't want to remove it all. We just want to kind of blend it on in. So let's get back to it. So if you look under that 2, you see it's not like a big old hole where you can just tell like, oh, dang, man, he hit that number 2. So this is the number 1 guard. So I went 2, 1. I closed up the 1, and I was hitting at the top. So now I'm behind him. I'm looking at the line from this point of view, from this perspective. But like I was saying earlier, so you guys see this is a cleaner line I'm working on. But if I was viewing him from standing over here, if I was over here and I was looking at that, then I'm going to see all these little wild hairs that haven't been smoothed out. So that's what I was talking about, just changing your perspective. So look how I go in. So as I'm going in to hit this line underneath the neck, I'm not going underneath all the hair. Think about it. This hair right here on his chin is actually sticking out further than the neckline. But I'm hitting all these little hairs as I put the edge up on the neckline. So I'm going in and hitting everything at one time so it all can look sharp. You see it? You can see me doing it right there. I'm hitting the hair under his chin at the same time. And then I'll come through and clean it up even more right there. Hold on. I got a text from Concise. Let me see. I don't have no text from you, bro. Oh, dang. I thought I stopped it. Concise, I don't have a text. I don't have a text. Oh, you can see me. Bro, don't text me. Just put it in the chat. See, I told y'all. Concise, he trying to sabotage me, y'all. He talking about I sent you a text. Saying we can see you. Man, who already told me that? The first person, I think it was Terrence, told me that already 10 minutes ago. So let's go back. All right, so let's rewind a little bit. Let's get it going. So I'm sculpting the outside of that beard. So now I'm going to go in and set that line. Look at the angle that I'm using. It's just going to be slight curve until I go in with the razor, and it'll be curved just a little more. But I'm trying to think. That's what I normally do, but I can't remember if I did it on him or not. And you guys can hear the sound from the video, huh? Did that just turn the sound off from the video? Let me know, because I forgot to turn that off. But let's go. So now we cleaned up the line on top, the mustache, all of that stuff. And you see me changing angles because I really want to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. I want to be in front of him and be able to see it. So look. Okay, let me see. All right. So I want you guys to look at this right here. Okay. Let's see. So look at this level of tension. Uh-oh, my bad, wrong way. Look at the level of tension that I have on his face. I'm stretching that skin. I'm pulling it up till he got a wrinkle in his face. Because what I do know and what I do understand is this. If you put, so what we're doing, guys, we're putting straight lines on round objects, or we're putting round lines on straight objects. So what I showed you guys was I just put a straight line in there first. But now if I stretch it or I put a semi very, very small slight curve to it. If I stretch the skin up and make a straight line all the way through, and when I let it go, you're going to see it's going to be more curved than what it was simply because I stretched that skin. So let's get it. Let's play this so you can see what I'm talking about. So look, when I let it go, simply by stretching that skin, I could put up more of a curve in there. If I wanted to do even more curve, I would hit it just a little bit longer, or I would have him blow out his skin, blow out his cheek, and make, and I do it just a little bit lower than that, basically. So as you guys, some of you guys asked the question, do I do straight razor, like dry shaves every time? So I like to do it. I like the way it looks. I don't have to add any hairspray to get an ash line or anything like that. Like, I'm just going to have you stretch your skin so that I don't cut you. All right, so we're going to watch this ad so I can get some bread. But no, we're going to get up out of here. So, all right, so with that, guys, that's the beard video. That's the portion of the video that shows the beard. Most of my videos are going to look just like that, to where if it's a thicker beard, the biggest guard is a number 2. I'm going to scoop in like this first, or I'll take it and I'll scoop out like that with that same number 2. And the reason I like to do a number 2 is because it simplifies a haircut. Most of us would struggle with blending into bulk. So that's why when I see a lot of afros or mohawks, there's always that weight line that's there that you really don't want, but it's there. So this is the method that I have that really makes it easy, because anybody can fade into a number 2. But if I said fade into this number 8, you're gonna be on this haircut for a couple hours. Or if I said fade into this fro, you're gonna be in the haircut for a couple hours. So I will take a number 2 and set that base in first on the beard. Or if I'm doing a South of France, let's just say he comes in with a fro and he got like this, and he wants a South of France. Before I do anything, I'm gonna set what I call the blending area. So I'm gonna go in with my number 2 first, and boom, I knock that out. Because once I get that to blend in with the number 2, and the reason I said with the grain is because this, or I usually tell you guys with the grain, because a number 2 against the grain is gonna remove the most amount of hair. With the grain is for blending. So if you want to remove hair, always cut against the grain. If you want these links to blend in, you cut with the grain. So that's why I'll go with the number 2 with the grain, and I'm gonna smooth that out. So now all I got is a number 2 here. And now all I got to do is just fade it. Now I can come through with that number 2 close and go just a little bit higher than that. And I don't have to do anything but fade in a normal length up under there, ball fade, however you want to do it. And so those are some tips and tricks that I use to do that. What's up, S-Craft, man? We got a whole celebrity in the building. My guy, what's going on, brother? What is up? If you guys don't know, Shannon S Craft Blends, man, cold, fire. See, y'all see this? These fire emojis right there. Y'all thought he put that for me. He put that for himself. Shannon had to come in and let us know, bro, I'm here and I'm fire. That's what that is. He's not talking about me. He's talking about himself. Shannon is cold, man. So if y'all not following him on YouTube, man, his breakdowns, his eye, when you want to hear about somebody coaching you and training you on how to develop your eye from a artistic sense or viewpoint, like he's an artist. I'm sure he can draw, paint, do everything, but my guy is good, and he breaks it down in such a way that it's you can't help, first of all, but just to admire the work. Once you see the work, you're gonna be like, I can learn from him. But he's a preacher, and he has the ability, the gift to explain and make it make sense to you. So what's going on, my guy? But when you see Concise down there, he did the fire emojis, and he was talking about me. So he put emojis and then he put eyes. So he said, I see that you fire too, Chris. That's what Concise is saying. Yeah, man. So back to it. So that's what I wanted to touch on as far as the beards. If you guys have any questions right now, let me know. If you got any questions for Shannon, if you got any questions for Concise, or if you guys just want to jump over and go straight into the no problem, brother. If you guys want to jump over and straight go into Cut Critics, what Cut Critics is, if you see me spell it and it looks wrong, you're like, that's not how you spell critics. I understand that. My name is Chris, so I put my name in it. So that's where you get me, Chris. I'll critique your work. So if you guys want, I know some of you guys have submitted already, so you guys can go to Instagram, Christopher.Manyweather, or just type in Christopher Manyweather, and it will pull up my Instagram, and you guys will be able to submit maybe 2 or 3 videos or pictures. But like I said earlier, don't submit it if it's not something close up, detailed to where I can see what you did. And if you just have one side, don't send it to me, because as I said earlier, you'll have one person, people post pictures of their best sides. Simple as that. So if you want a real critique, I need to see both sides, and I can tell you then, hey, this is what you did from this side to that side. We need to work on consistency. We can work on clipper placement and all these different things. So let's look at some questions or comments real quick. Let me scroll back up. Let's see. Are those Nova clippers? I don't have Nova clippers. I don't know what you saw there. I don't have that. Pull the skin and make a straight line. Keep pulling as you go down. And yeah, there you go. Los got it, man. He said, yeah, what he said. Donnie says, are there any tricks to get the neck hairs to cut easier? I feel like I always have to fight them when I'm lining under the beard. So are you talking, let's just say down here, or are you talking about up here? Because usually the higher you go up, like it's gonna change. It changes pattern. So one thing you can do is just look at the growth pattern of the customer. Typically down here, this hair is gonna grow up. It's growing up. It's not getting older. It's growing up. It's becoming a man. But so what I'll typically do is when I'm in that area, especially if it's on a straight hair client, I'm gonna use some trimmers that's a little bit more friendly, because I know I'm gonna chase it with my electric shaver. And so with that, you don't have to, it won't be as rough on the client. But if you pull out your number one hitters, this is usually a sensitive area. I know for me personally, when I'm testing my trimmers out after I set them, I tap it on my neck, because I know this is the most sensitive area for me. So I got trimmers that are like, I use them on kids and everybody. And I got one customer in particular, he's like, oh man. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I know for a fact, but I'm not going to say it to him. I'm like, okay, my bad. Let me switch back to these other trimmers that I usually use for him. So I try to remember the clients and what trimmers I use on them. But that's something that you can do. Just make sure that you're cutting against the grain whenever you're doing the neck hairs, and they should come off easier than not. Let's see. What is Nate talking about? Do you think when your guidelines are stretched instead of compressed, you get better blurry blends? I've been thinking about that a lot. So it depends on the barber, and it depends on the distance. So for me, really compressed fades at a distance, they tend to look more like a heavyweight line. Like there's people who compress it so much, but when you get up on it, it's still heavy, but it's not like it's blended, and you just can't argue with it. You like, I don't see not one line, and it's blended, but that mug is so dark, and it's so close to that little area. But I feel like technically, if I'm gonna teach how to cut, I feel like it is easier to learn how to just make these big guidelines first, and then from there, just compress it. If you want to go a little tighter, you want a tighter look on that fade, more compressed look. All right, well, make your guidelines even smaller than what I've been teaching you. If a half inch is still too stretched for you, all right, start doing 1/4 inch size, or something like that on your guidelines. Let's see, publish. Jeezy, yeah, I know you submitted some more. Donnie Tsunami. Oh, where am I going the wrong way? Hold on, let me move this thing over. Any more questions? I don't see any more questions. Concise, did you send me a video? And we might even stop by S-Craft Blends page just so we can just admire some gorgeous work. You see how I said gorgeous? Donnie says, tried to convince my wife to let me get S-Craft dogs too. Say, man, his dogs is beautiful. I'm not even a dog person, but man, he has some beautiful dogs. I got a little golden doodle, so his dogs would kill my dogs. How much do I make a year? I haven't added up for this year. I'll say the most I ever made was like $150,000 just cutting hair. So if you want to know the most I ever made, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna do an S-Craft Blends. We're gonna end it with that. Thank you, Concise, for putting that name in there. Carlos says people always have one side where the hair is messed up. And so, yes, Carlos, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Show me both sides so I can help you, because I can usually see what you did wrong, or assume that I can see what you did wrong. Let's see. Is the dude a baby? I don't know what that means, AAC. Concise says, no, I didn't. I'll try to send one. Okay. So, all right, we're going to switch over real quick. Let's get Instagram pulled up. Let me see. Come on. Man, oh, okay. I'm on the wrong internet. Hold on. I got to be on Safari for all the sophisticated. Log in. Bro, what is up? Let me log in with Facebook. Wasn't I just on my Instagram the other night? I don't know what's going on. It's trying to get me to do the most. Okay, Facebook or Instagram. All right, let me get you guys switched over. And we're at the 43-minute mark on this video. I cannot be up all night, guys. We've been doing these 2-hour lives and they've been fun, but I got a whole wife and a whole life. But we are we've only got 19 likes on this video, guys. Let's get some of these likes up. And if you aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get over here to see what you guys have sent through to me. And let me get this screen switched over for you guys to see what I see. All right. So now that we're in here, what we got? Okay, that's my boy. All right, let's get in here. Let's see who sent. So 2 hours ago, we had Ron send some. So we're going to go in the order of time. Yeah, we'll go in the order of time. So Ron, I hope you're in here. If you're not, you're going to miss it. Let's go. All right, this is Ronald Morgan. All right, we're going to go. Let's do this. Primary. One of y'all taught me how to do this last night. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's as much as it's going to zoom in. All right, well, it's not going to zoom in more than that. I can click on it. All right, all right. So let's see. So this is a basic haircut. This is, you got some scissor work on top. First thing that pops out to me is this area in here. Trying to figure out what's going on right there. Let's see, like right in this area. So the hair, it's just not laying smoothly. So what I'm looking to do when I'm doing a haircut, I'm looking to make it look as polished as possible. So even if you were a customer and you saw this haircut, would you want to come and do business with you? That is the question. But just to get down to the critique, like I said, this area in here just looks a little choppy. It looks like some of the hair may be shorter in this area. The lighting is not the best. This hair up here looks pretty short, but then all this in the front looks much longer. When I look in here, oh, you guys can't see. Y'all can't see, huh? Dang. My bad. I'm slipping, y'all. So that's why we're doing these lives. This is practice, guys. You guys are actually helping me build up my future lives so that I don't make stupid mistakes like pointing out something that you cannot see. So current application would be Google Chrome. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So what I was saying is this area in here, this stuff looks much shorter in here. I don't know why, but it just does. And then when I look in, nah, this thing is not popping up right. Let me unfreeze that. How big is this picture? Is it full screen for you guys? No, it's still not full screen. Nope, not yet, bro. Entire screen. Publish. Okay, now, jeez, that was crazy. So let me move this down over here. So let me know if you guys see this now. This area. Can y'all see that? Then in this area. So I was saying this area looks very choppy, very short. This hair up here looks choppy and short. This area just seems very long and overgrown. And then, but the main thing when we're talking about fading or blending, so if you look here, and then you look here, these are two. I'm gonna erase them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at both lines. Look at both lines. So when I erase it, you should see exactly what I'm talking about. Bam. You see it now? This is dark. It's heavy. This could be brightened up a little bit. And then if I'm following the color, because we're trying to contrast with, this is what I want to show you guys. Look at me real quick. Just a brief way to explain fading in a nutshell. If anybody ever is like, how do I fade? What is a fade? So, you guys, can you see me yet? Review mode. Let me see. Publish. I didn't have to do this last night. Okay, so you guys can see me. So this is a fade. Let's see which side I'm on. So look here. You see where this light is brightest? Right where my finger is? Follow that all the way to the darkest point. You see how it gradually goes from dark to light? Or we can move over just a little bit. So it gradually goes from dark all the way to light. Tell me where the line is in this fade. So this is the transition. This is the look that we're looking for. But look at this black line right here. Let me go this way. See that black line right here? To light. There's no transition. It's light, then it's dark. We're trying to build this going this way. By stretching that fade, by putting those guidelines in and removing the lines out in between, we can get this transition dark to light. So that's what we're looking for, guys. That's what we're looking for. Let me go back. Let me publish that. So if I look here and I'm going dark to light, let's just go in reverse. Let's go light. And as I go up higher, it should get dark. But there is another portion that should be lightened up right here. Hey, I'm not going to lie. Shannon, I see exactly what you're talking about. But I figured they could. Yeah, I see like this whole, like, it's an aura. Like, I know what you're talking about. I can see it too. But they get what I'm talking about. They get what I'm talking about. So when I look right here, that dark to light, there's a line right here. So you want to take this and fade it in just a little bit more with maybe like your 1.5 open, something like that. This in here could have just been cleaned up with like a clipper over comb. But let's change angles because I do see that you tapered the back. The line could have been cleaner. Let's just say like going around the ear. Not that it has to go high, but it can be cleaner. It doesn't look like you touched it much at all right there. This line could be sharper. It looks like you may still be, you might still be in barber school. Or you might be in a barber shop. Yeah, that's probably a barber shop. It's a weird looking barber shop, but it might be a school. I cannot tell. Let's see. Let's look at it from behind. So, once again, and this is, man, you almost cutting in the dark, bro. Like, I'd advise getting better lighting. Get you a ring light. Even as I'm looking up here in the mirror, I can see that you don't have light, like, coming from behind you. So, or like, so for me in my shop, I have light on both sides of me. Even if you got to go invest in a ring light, because that overhead light, it's automatically casting a shadow that is stopping you from doing some of your best work. I can see that you have the concept down. You know how to blend, but I feel like if you just had a little bit more light, your haircuts would be that much more better. Something that's going to project the light on the back of his head, not just from above. Because I can't even see the details in the picture like I should be able to, but I will point out what I do see. So what I do see is I want you to work on putting in more structured guidelines. So your guidelines should be straight across if you're going to make it straight across. But look how this side dips down. It gets darker down here. So that lets me know that you're not cutting on, you're not making your guidelines the same all the way through. So whenever you're making, even if you want to round it, just make sure that it does the same thing on both sides. So this side, we should be able to lighten that up. Then you got dark spots here. So this whole thing really needs to be faded in better. Like, this is all a weight line. Anything above that can be brightened up, and then your fade shouldn't be dropping down, like I said earlier. Then you got these dark spots in here. I know what these dark spots are from. This is his head. His head shape is dipping in, so it's going to cause these extra dark spots. If you go in, let's just say all of this is one length. He could have did a number 2 all the way through. If he'd have did a number 2 all the way through, it would still look like that because his head dips in. So what you're going to have to do is go in with if it was a number 2 closed, then I'd go in with like a number 1 open or 1.5, depending on what clippers you use. I'm a masters guy, so I'm going to open my masters up all the way with a number 1 guard on, and I'm going to start to use my corners to just brighten these areas up just a little bit. So we're giving the illusion that it's all even because his head shape is giving the illusion that it's not, even though it would be the same length all the way through. So that's one way to counteract dips. When the head protrudes out, so you got a concave, was it concave and convex? One of them sticks out, one is rounded, and one goes in, right? So if his head sticks out, like he's got that whole meat thing going back there, pause. If you go with that number 2, that same number 2, and then you go straight down, that part is going to look lighter, even though you just did a number 2. So you would have to pay attention to head shape before you even started the haircut. During the consultation, I'm looking at all the dips, and I'm as far as what I can see, because sometimes if the hair is long, you just really can't tell. Some people might do a consultation where they're feeling the head. How loose is the skin? You know, those are the things that you want to do, because all of these things is going to help you in the overall picture of the cut. Hey, look, Shannon says, I can't cut without light, man. Light is everything. I remember when I did the 40-hour class, I think it was Shannon's first S-Craft's first class that he did. And he came in, and this dude, like, you know what? I'm going outside. He took the model outside and finished the haircut because it was taking him so long because of the lighting situation. It makes you work that much harder when you don't have the proper lighting. So I don't know how long it took you to do this haircut, but it's so important that you guys are using good lighting in order to get the best or the desired look. But just other than that, just looking at the shape from the back, if we look at shape, so this right here, very shaky, then it goes out, and then it comes up. This right here could have been cut off with your clipper over comb. You can clean this up, clipper over comb, and make that more straight. Men's haircuts are going to be squared, guys. So it shouldn't be a mushroom kind of wiggly line when it goes up. So let's change the angle. So yeah, so you want to look at the dips. Same thing. I know you can clean this whole area up all the way around. And let's hurry up. Let's go. Is this the same hair? No, this is a different, or is this the before and after? That must be the, yeah, that's the before and after. Wow. So my question is, who did this to this man before for it to grow out like that? So look at this. This lets me know that they didn't blend this in at all when they last, whoever cut it last, I don't know if it was you or not, but whoever did it last. So yeah, you are in barber school. I'm looking at those tables and stuff in the background. Yeah, you're in barber school. So whoever cut this guy last, or he had a, yeah, I wasn't gonna say he had a hat on or a headband, but nah, man, that's straight hair. Okay. All right. This is a rough one right here. So let's just look at it before. Let's see what you're working with. Got your canvas. Look like he might have had like a taper or something last, but that doesn't matter. It's about whatever he asked for. So let's get into the cut. First thing I want to show you is this. Before, like I just said earlier, before you start fading, so haircuts, for me, I see haircuts in 3 parts. You got this link, whatever the link is going to be on top. So your established link on top. Let's just say in this case, he said nothing off the top. So we know our link. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about something else. So this is my established link on top, right? So we're not touching that. So the next section down is that you guys know about is the fade. Hey, he wants to drop fade. He wants a mid fade or whatever. So that's this area in here. So there's a third area in which you neglected, which is the blend. So that transition from the top link to the fade, I call the blend or transition. So if you look here, the transition on this haircut is no bueno. Look at that. So all of that, this whole section could have been much smoother, much darker still through here. All this should still pretty much be dark. And the method by which I show you guys that is simply, if you to grab that number 2, like I said, you can do it open, you can do it closed. Same thing like I said with the beard. So just like I was saying with the beard, you come in with that number 2 and you can just go with the grain. Cut it with the grain. Don't dip in to the top. You don't want to mess with this shape in here, but what we're looking for is straight. So we're going to do number 2 straight down since he's going to have this box lip. So what that's going to do is smooth all of this down. So now you're just fading. You're doing a number 2 mid ball fade or number 2 drop fade. Good night, Q. Thank you for coming through, my guy. So that area could have been much better if we'd have did something like that. But now that we see that, next thing is going to pop out is the lines in here. So this is a line that I'm drawing on. It drops down like that. Then you got this in here like that. And then plus a bunch of little dark spots, dark spots, dark spots. So remember, guys, this is what we're aiming for. So look at this. Get a picture of that. Now look behind me. Let's see. So that's what we got. Okay. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Oh, man, we're taking too long. Now I want you guys to look behind me. And once again, does that fade look like this is the question. It doesn't. It's not a smooth transition. So that's what we're trying to build. We want to, even if you look here, this darkness is stretched out a little bit more. That's what I want you guys to do by putting that number 2 fade on there. Shannon, stop looking at that line on that light. Let's see. Let's go back to it. Let's get back to it. Publish. All right. So, you still got your guidelines in the beard. Right here. You got one right here. You got this right here. So we don't want to see where you went to the next guard. That's what fading is. You should be able to transition it without seeing where the transition starts. I shouldn't know where one part starts and one part ends. Well, nah, you're gonna know where it ends, but you shouldn't know where the guidelines is just from looking at it. Then we're gonna go into the edge up. Like I said, if he said don't touch the top, that's one thing I understand, but I'm still going to clean up. Like in this area, I'm gonna just clean that up. The edge up, it doesn't look like you really edged them up. We need some harder lines in there. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Just clean it up a little bit. One thing you can do once you start edging up like that, you can knock some of this hair out in here by taking your trimmers and going straight up off of the forehead. Not into it, but straight up. So you can see it better from this angle. So you go straight up. You can knock those little hairs out. So it'll make the edge up stand out just a little bit better, guys. So whatever you can do to make these haircuts much better, that's what the goal is. All right. Let's see if we got a different angle. Let's see. And it's pretty much the same thing on the right side, but I do want to look at this back side. So looking at the back side, I can see that you dipped in. Let me see. In this area. You went into it. So I would have still had, this stuff would have still been dark, like number 2. I'm not going to go that high up onto the back of his scalp like that. Plus you still got some, this whole section right here. You can still see this line right here. This right here is what I was talking about earlier. This is a crease right here. So it's making that area. You can see another one right here. Those creases, and this is your guideline. But those creases are going to give you the illusion that it's a line there when it's really not. So what you'll have to do is just brighten this area up a little bit more than everything else, just so until it blends in. You're going to brighten it up enough till it blends in with everything else. Big J, what's going on, dog? What's good, Chris? I wish you knew you was doing. I wish I knew you was doing this. I thought about earlier, bro. Like, I was like, man, why am I not posting this on Instagram too? That I've been going live every night since December 1st. That's my bad. Big J, go do me a favor since you just jumped in here, and anybody else who came after, go ahead, you guys give a like on this video so we can let the algorithm know that we are in here and that barbers can find a place to improve their skills. Let's see. But that's pretty much it for that. Like the shape, like I said, you can clean that shape up. Even though he doesn't want anything off the top, you can still clean the shape of it up and still not take any of this hair out. So that's Ron's video or pictures. Let's go on over to, let's see, we got Eduardo 52 minutes ago. And all right, Eduardo, he beat you out. You next. Okay, let's see how many videos we got. All right, we got the same. Oh, we did you last night. This is what's the name? Jeezy. And I already told you, Jeezy, I like your haircuts. But the first thing that I want to point out that I see, just because I know this young man's hairline is definitely 100% not receding, is the fact that you took way too much out of here. So if I look at it, that's the shape that I see when I look at his edge up. You went into there with the clippers, and then you went into here with the clippers. You want to preserve this darkness. It's only going to, because I know that you like to use enhancements too, and I think you maybe just a little bit enhance this cut. And I don't know why you gave little homie a little beard. he got to be like 12 or 11. But if you leave this darker in here, so if I'm going to hit this, then I'm only going to hit it in this area. If I'm going to hit that with clippers to lighten that up, but I'm not going to go into his hairline to where it looks like it's receding. So try to stay out of this area right here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If his hair is just like that, then it's just like that. But that's just what I can see, what points out, what stands out, as well as, like I said on that last guy, we got the fade, right? We got the length on top, but let's look in between. How well does it transition? So that number 2 that I keep speaking about with the grain would smooth this out and lay it down. And you won't have to take the taper so high, because what you end up doing is if you keep cutting against the grain, before you know it, you've taken this highball taper and made it a very highball taper when it didn't necessarily have to be. But nonetheless, I see you know what you're doing with the blend. You just got a little, this could be brightened up. If we're going to be super critical, this right here, this is dark. And then you got a bunch of little dark spots. So you can use your corners. You can get those spots out of there. And we're talking about that'll be a much better taper. I can't really tell. This is kind of far back, but I can't tell. It doesn't look like it's really cleaned up behind the ear, but from this angle I can't tell, so I won't hold that against you at all. But other than that, the edge up looks good. And then I'm gonna bring you back. Let's see, we get it. Pause right here. Now look at this. Is this the same kid? Or is this a different kid? What y'all think? Okay, you said it's a natural pick. All right, so this is the same kid. It looks like 2 different people. And it also looks like 2 different haircuts. So look, so you said this is a natural cut. You didn't use any enhancements. Look at this dark point right here. This is very dark right here. Look over here. It's not as dark. So if you want to leave it dark, but you got to make it like that on both sides. Because from the front, I guarantee you, if you look at them from the front, it's going to look just like that. It's going to look like one side is dark, one side is light. And then, next thing I know, this area up in here, you didn't take out as much in here as you did on the other side. You still got to work on this transition. This is just too heavy for me. It's too dark. So remember, we're going from dark to light. It should be getting much lighter, much quicker than that. Same thing here. This is a big round dark spot. Next thing I want to point out is the shape on the back of this fro. We need to take just a little bit of that out of there. Maybe more than that. I'll start from the top and work my way down. Check me out. See how much better that looks? Just by taking that whole point that you got. Let's take that off and give him a better shape on the back of that fro. Now let's remove that and look at it. It just sticks out way too much more than everything else here in the rest of this cut. So we want to make sure that the shape is good. I talked to you guys a lot about, like, I still can't see the edge up behind the ear that well. I talked to you guys about looking at your haircuts from different points. So from this angle right here, look at that taper. That taper, it doesn't look clean. So we want to make sure these haircuts look good from multiple angles. I don't know if you sent me a picture of the back, but this makes me think that this line is not, that this is a weight line right here, from what I can see. Now I'm going to remove it so you guys can look. Focus on that. Remove it. You see that? So work on just looking at your haircuts. Don't just stand from this angle only when you want to take a picture or only when you want to fade. You should be looking at this when you're at this angle. You should be looking at this when you're at this angle. You should be looking at this, all of that at this angle. There's a whole bunch you can take in. I'm looking at everything as I'm spinning the chair. So if I change my perspective, now I'm looking behind the ear. Plus I'm looking here. Plus I'm looking at the whole fro shape. You know, as you change your perspective, change your angles, you want to look at all of that, guys. I think that's all the pictures. But I know, Jeezy, man, you my guy, man. You are in barber school. Let's show them what you had last night. So I know that you understand the concept, but we're working on consistency. You are, man, my guy, actually, Jeezy's in high school, you guys. His high school offers it. So you look at these haircuts, he's in high school still. And like I was telling you, I know these are enhanced, but you want to make sure this is dark. So as it goes back this way, it should still be a little darker in here so it can transition and blend in. You can blend in enhancements just like you blended in this fade. So I know you know how to fade. Just make sure your eyes are open to all of that, because if I trace this, I'm going to look at the line that's created from the enhancements. It looks like this. So when you look at that, if I remove it, you see it? So it can still be just a little darker in here, even if you're going to spray the enhancements in just a little bit more to blend it in. Period. You know, that's the cut we went over the other night, but I just wanted to show you that. All right. So who do we got next? Yeah, my guy, Portland, Oregon. Let's scroll up. Come on. Come on. Here we go. All right. So we're going to click on this. And what do we got here? So this is, for me, it doesn't look like you edged up the front. I don't got nothing, no problem with that. He probably didn't want it. I typically will still kind of hit the line on the side. I'll ask, but if they don't want it, then I don't do it. But the first thing that stands out is this dark area right here. So you could have took your blending scissors and kind of went at that more, or you could have used like, if you're using like a wall, maybe like a wall 2 against the grain, 3 maybe even, because this is the higher you go up, it's getting thicker. A lot of people would have even started this haircut off with a 4 and just worked their way down. But other than that, I'm liking the blend, the fade. But once again, it's the transition, it's that blend area that's heavy. So we got the length on top, we got a nice looking fade, but this area right here is just too dark as far as we're creating a contrast, or we're traveling, we're going dark to light. Right here, it just needs to be a little lighter. Not even a whole lot, bro. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit lighter just in here. And then the next thing that I see is going to be, this could have just been debris, or you could have been mist. I'm not sure. But make sure that when you're cutting hair, you're cutting with a brush, because we want to get rid of these little hairs. You guys can see those hairs. Same thing in the back. And this is just me being critical. But that looks like stuff that just fell off. Question. Did you do the beard as well? Or is this just haircut only? Because if you did the beard as well, then now we got something we need to talk about. I know you faded the beard, but I'm not sure if you edged it up. So if you faded the beard and you didn't edge it up, then we can look here. Here is a line right there. Right? And then we're going to look as we get into the bulk area. We have to brighten that up some. And then everything else in between can just be cleaned up. Just to stretch that out a little bit. Even if you got to make, like I said, on the video we watched earlier, where I was stretching the guidelines out on the beard even more so than I do typically on the oh, you sent this picture for the beard. Okay, not even for the cut. Well, I just pointed out something for you in the cut. So you did this like 2 months ago. Cool. So now if you look, we did the beard, then we got to talk about some things. We're going to have to talk about the first with the obvious. So we're going to make a line, right? Line. Even if you want to take this back and leave it natural, bam. Bam. Right? So this stuff, that has to come off. You see that? You didn't really edge up back down here. You left that. Some people might want it straight down, but that's the personal preference. That's what you ask. How do you wear your beard in the back? If they don't have a preference, then you do your preference. But this cannot be an option to leave this like that. As well as we're thinking about shaping up. You remember on the video, I shaped up the beard. So that means all these little wild hairs need to come off. These little wild hairs need to come off. I already mentioned the fade. The line could be much cleaner than what it is on the sides, and as well as the shape in the front. Because it almost, if I have to ask the question, did you do the beard, and you actually sent the video for me to critique the beard, then that means the beard needs a lot more work. Looking at the mustache, you got some guys who leave it natural and they want it thick and woolly. For me, I always ask, because they usually, even if they want to keep this big, they usually want the mustache cleaned up a little bit, but you always ask. So remember, line here, clean this stuff up. Just because I see it, we're just going to throw that in there, as well as back here, and make sure you shaping the beard. In the video, you see me line the neck, but as I was going in to line it, I didn't have them look up and go in at. So when we were lining the beard up, I didn't go have them look up and just edge up on the neckline. When I was going for that neckline, I made sure that my trimmers went just like this. And I hit all that as I was going to the neckline. You see that? Instead of just going, oh, I got my trimmers, I'm going to go up here. Let me draw that. Instead of saying, oh, I got trimmers, so I'm going to go this angle right here. Instead, I'm going to take this approach and go this way, and I'm going to knock off everything that's standing in the way of that line to give them a nice crispy line there. Or I'm going to, depend on what shape he desires, so he might not want that much off his beard, or I will go in and I'll hit it here, right here. But then when I put the shape in, I'm still going to clean all of this up when I shape it up. So I might not take the same approach and knock all that off, but I will get the wide hairs. But that's a part of your consultation to figure out how they want it shaped, how much you want to take off. So let's see what's next. Let's look at this side. Yeah, you can see it even better on this side. Looking at, so I can tell, like, if you guys can look closely, you can see up under this hair, he actually has a line down there. So that's what I was talking about when I showed you guys in the video earlier, where I flipped my trimmers over and cut that, you know, like against the grain. I knocked off all this hair so that you can see that neckline that's under there clearer. But it just makes it look like you barely did anything under there, when I know you probably had them look up and you might have gave them a nice line up under there. So the next thing, once again, is this. Like, we can't have this area like that. We got to get that cleaned up. Same thing as the other side. Just since we got you here, just looking in here, you know what I'm saying? We can clean that area up, as well as this area. We can clean that up. The beard line, once again, we need some sharper lines there. Sharper line here. Fade this in. Fade this in. Clean up all of this. Like what I was talking about earlier is I'm going to clean that mustache up a little bit. And then all of this should be cleaned up. Yeah, so that's what I got for you on this beard, man. Thank you for submitting that. Hopefully that helps you, brother. Let's see. Who else do we got? Okay, so we got Concise the Barber in the building. My guy from, where you from? Norfolk, Virginia or something. This is his best haircut right here. Pops. Now let's see. Concise, if this is a picture, if this is not a video, we're not looking at it. So, under the requirements of the restrictions in which you are supposed to submit a haircut to be critiqued, we need more than one angle to know if how well you did on both sides. But since this is what you sent, oh, okay. Thank you, Donnie. I'm thankful that you sent that. Let's see. I appreciate it, Big J. I really appreciate that. Looking at Concise, this is my guy. I know he probably got paid really well for this video, for this haircut. So what we're gonna check out is, first thing that comes in my mind is this is a heavy ridge right here. And then let's look at the consistency of the hair in here. So it looks like you might have taken it just a little bit too short in there. But what I would have did after you, whatever this length is in here, you know, of course you want to brighten up all these little dark inconsistencies, right? Little dark spots, 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 dark spots. No, lighten that up just to help the transition be a lot smoother. But let me erase those. I feel like clipper over comb would have helped clean this up so much more. So much more. And it would have helped this transition from this length to this length in here. From this length up here to this length down here would have looked a lot smoother in this area by just clipper over combing that a little more than what you did. What I see next is, and the same thing back here, like all of that stuff can be cleaned up with your clipper over comb. So this whole region all the way around the head could have been cleaned up a little bit better, as well as the fade. But next thing is, I just would have lightened this area up. Let me see, just a little bit more in here, because if you look at it, if I erase that line, it just looks like, you know, and I'd have balled this out. You still got, like, this could be cleaned up a little more just to help with that transition from this bald drop fade. You know, you want to get those little stubbles out of there. But this right here could have been brightened up just a little bit more. So just in my video where I showed you guys, I actually started my bald line right here. Oh, that's long, but I started my bald line. I lined it up with the ears, with that middle part of the ear. So everything else should still be transitioning down here, and that's personal preference too. But look, he has a hole in his beard. So how much better would his beard have looked if you'd have faded more of this in? So if you would have started your guideline, your initial guideline for your beard, if you'd have started it right here, bam, that's bald. All of this should be, yo, master's open or something like that. That's how light this should be. And then once you come with the next guard and you put your next guideline, and at most, I might have did like a number 2. If this was a number 2 right here, that would have been a number 2 open or something like that. And I wouldn't have hit much of this. But everything here up should have been fading in, and just a much nicer, maybe a 2 might be too long. Maybe your number 1 open on your masters or something like that. But it could have been a much nicer transition from this bald spot. It's a way to hide that. Nobody would have known that his beard had this patch had you faded more around it. So it's the same thing like my like the videos that we're doing for our balding hair techniques. We're gonna do things that we can put in techniques that will allow us to hide balding or bald spots, thinning hair. You could have did that, and he would have been like, man, my beard looks great. I've never seen it look like this. You put a nice clean line on top, but that fade could have just popped just a little bit more, bro. Just a little bit more. Okay, you say it's the camera, not the blend, but I'm just telling you what I see. Okay, and if he wanted a hard ridge, this is me giving a critique with limited knowledge. So I don't know that he wants a hard ridge. So when you guys are taking my critique, always keep in mind that what I am first is customer service. So I ask everything. If he shows me a picture with a hard ridge, or he says he want a hard ridge, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make it just like what he wants, because it's not about what the barber next door thinks. It's about what the customer loves ultimately and what you're willing to do. So if you're willing to do it, you like it, or he likes it, let's go. But I definitely would have, I probably would have brushed some of this hair like down some back here. Even if you'd have faded it lower, like this line could be a little bit more cleaner in my opinion. Same thing from here. It's like I told the other guy, we have them look up and then we put a line here, but look at all of this down here. All of that needs to be cleaned up, even here. So for me, especially under the lip or the chin area, this region right here, I'm taking my trimmers and I'm going to hold them like I'm about to give them an edge up right here. I'm going to hold it like that, like I'm using that same angle, and I'm just going to brush the teeth down straight down like that. Or I'm going to brush straight down and I'll curve it. And I'm going to shape it up so he has a nice clean look. So it's not just about cutting hair and good fades, good blends. It's about a polished look at the end of the day. If this guy was to be in a magazine, they Photoshop most of these squiggly hairs out. They're gonna clean it up for you. And since we're the barbers, we don't need Photoshop to do that. We can just clean it up. The mustache this line could be a little cleaner. I understand he has a gap right here. Don't look like you did anything in here, so I'll say that's his preference or yours. He may not have cared. Yeah, and even when if I get somebody that doesn't want me to do the inside, right, I'll still start at the corner right here, and I'm gonna clean that all up. So I won't leave this looking natural in here, not as much. If it's really grown in here, then I might just tap it a little bit. But if it's somebody like this guy where it's semi-light and it's already, if you follow the shape, it comes in and goes out. So I'm just clean that up by bringing that in, just bringing it out just a little bit. I feel like it could have been a much cleaner look. I do see you edged him up. His hair is long, and that can be tricky. You can submit it to Christopher Miniweather on Instagram. Hold on, what y'all talking about, man? Hold on. Oh, Shannon said I don't want Chris critiquing. So, Shannon and Concise, I'm giving just what I can see. So these guys that are in these lives that we've been going live since December 1st, and every single person who's been showing up is looking to get better. And so I'm taking a trained eye and I'm going to apply it to their work. And I want to open your eyes using my eyes. The same way I had someone do for me, a guy in my barber school. I felt like he was the best in the school. So whenever I got finished with a cut, I knew he was better than me. Bro, come tell me what you see. I've done all I can do. And he'll point it out. Boom, I see this, I see that, I see that. Okay, cool, thank you. Now I'm going to hit everything that I think he saw or that he pointed out. So then I'll call him back. Is it good? Yes. Okay, cool. Next time when I'm cutting hair, I'm looking for that mistake that I did because I'm using his eye to train my eye. So I'm looking to make sure that whatever he's seen, I'm looking for it in my next cut. I don't want to ever have to have him. Yeah, bro, I will check everything. So I'm looking for whatever he saw. So now, eventually it came to a point in time where I was calling him over and he's like, I don't see anything. Now, did that mean I was the best ever? No, that meant I was either on his level or I was better. But his eye trained my eye. So what I'm doing is pointing out to you guys exactly what I see. So that's why I'll draw a line and I'll erase it so that you guys be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see right there. I never noticed that. I wouldn't have took a picture of it if I seen it, you know. But overall, like, I was rating haircuts from this angle, and I do, bro, Concise, you know I take pictures. So I understand how this area can definitely look like something it ain't, depending on your angle on the camera and the lighting and all of that stuff. So I definitely know what you mean. But it looks like you edged him up. So if you're going to edge him up, I need that to be a little sharper. Now, I know the issue with the front of the hair is that this hair is so long, it may not want to lay down like that. And there's no enhancement. So a lot of guys, they throw the enhancements in there and it's going to look perfectly sharp, even though his hair ain't necessarily like that. But that excuse does not apply for the sides. So the side could definitely be sharper. Even the C cup in there, like that could be cleaned up a little bit more. But nonetheless, not a bad haircut at all. You guys, this is a 10 in the barbershop. So although I'm giving him a critique, all of us barbers that are in shops, we know that this is a 10. This guy is not looking for a new barber. He loves this. And you will see that Instagram haircuts is not always the same as barbershop haircuts. It's not the same as barber battle haircuts. It's not the same as YouTube haircuts sometimes. because you can't see the time that it might have taken to put that haircut into there. It might have been a 2-hour video chopped down to a 13-minute cut, and you over here scratching your head like, man, I cannot get this fade like this. And his video was only 13 minutes long. I know he probably only took 30 minutes on this cut, man, but you don't know that it took much longer than that. So don't beat yourself up. These kind of haircuts are get you paid haircuts, $30, $40 haircuts, even though you're going to look on Instagram and be like, man, that person charged $50 for that, or this person's getting, like, you can get a lot of money for this exact haircut right here. So that's just a critique for my boy since he sent it over. Yeah, so you look what Shannon's saying. Let's see, publish. You guys see that? Shannon S. Craft Blend says, this is exactly how I train people in person. That method, this is how you point and open up a person's eye to where, okay, now I see that. So now you should be looking for it in your cuts in times when you couldn't see that before. So let's see, let's get rid of that. I got all this stuff on my screen, man. Normally, so when I'm editing videos, I'm on like a dual monitor and all that stuff. Okay, I can move this over here. Let's move Shannon's message. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, and look what my boy Aaron the Barber says right here. This is what made me a beast. Aaron worked with me for 5 to 6 years. Yeah, about 6 years, 6.5 years. And this is the treatment. You know what I'm saying? I want the same way I'm trying to help you guys. I want everybody in the shop to be fired. I really wish everybody could charge the same price. Like, I wish, like, Shannon's $100. We should all be at $100. Like, if we can get everybody on the same skill level, then where the customers gonna run to? Where you gonna go? Down the street? You gonna go to Aaron the Barber? Yeah, he charges the same as me. Yeah, so go ahead. All right, so let's remove that real quick. Let's get back to a few more before we hop off. And if you guys are just joining us, please go ahead and like this video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're going live every night until the 25th of December, maybe the 24th. I don't know how I'll feel on Christmas Eve, but I will be dropping some sort of content every day. And my preference, the choice of content that I'm trying to drop is lives, because that is a weak point for me. But let's jump over here to Aaron the Barber. Y'all just don't know how much, like, my boy done came a long way. Hey, hold on, I ain't gonna scroll up too high. I don't know what this dude done sent me. That's why I don't check your messages. You be sending me some crazy stuff. All right, so looking at Aaron the Barber's haircut, y'all just don't know. So Aaron is one of those barbers that went to barber school, never ever touching a pair of clippers. And this is him 9 years later, never having clippers in his hand, never saying, I'm going to go and be the best barber in the world. Just popping up, man, I think I can do this. I want to do it. Let me put in the work and make sure that I'm able to do it. But with that being said, let's get in here. Let's look. All right, so first thing I see is I see your original guideline. We're going to follow this right here. Look at that shape. Keep your eyes on that red line. Let's take it out. Now, it's not really in the middle as much as it is right here and right here. But let me move it out. You see that, Aaron? Got it right here. Got it right here. Then you just got some little dark spots right there. I'm going to remove that so you can see it. You see it right here? Well, let me put this arrow back up here. So right in here, and then you got a little bit of your guideline right here. And then you go guideline right here. The part, what I would want you to have done is make this part wider. Simply by making this part wider, that contrast from this light skin and that dark hair, this part could have been so much more fire. I like the shape on it. The design is not bad. Man, can I zoom in on this? Man, it's got to be a better way to zoom. No, it's not letting me do it. So, but yeah, this part, I'd make that line a little fatter, just a little wider, clean it up with the razor. This area right in here, so you see, look at this Z part in here, this N or whatever. I would have took some of that out. Some of this dark part right here, I would have made it come to a point to about right there and right there. Cause it's gonna make it stand out even more, and it's just gonna make it pop just by making this thing wider and just clean it out with the razor. But the fade is good. You just got that little bit down in here. This is blurry. I can't really see what's going on up in here. I think that might be like a shadow from his hair. But this is a type of mohawk we really don't see a lot. My boy got a real mohawk, a real bald fade mohawk. And I kind of like it. I don't see people doing it like that, man. It's everybody's doing like burst fades and it's blended in. So he got a nice original detached mohawk. So we come over here, and this is a pretty good blend, man. What stands out to me? Okay, so let me get this. First of all, the thing that stands out to me is that look like, oh no, that's Jason back there. I thought that was my son. I would say, hold on. But no, scrap that. So I want a better shape on this right here. I want it just a cleaner shape, just a little bit. If you took a right in this area, right in here, like look at this. So look how it starts off. I'm gonna edge up right below it, like that. It curves, then it got a slope. And then, so just, I wish I could just, I need to get something where I can just point with a pen. But that area right in there doesn't really match what you started off doing. Look closely at this faint line. So you took it, like, it starts down here and then it goes up. And the curve just doesn't match what's going on in here. And so just kind of looking at his skin, I don't know if this is supposed to be hair still down here. So I wonder if his hair really came down here. Just looking at, because this looks like hair that was removed. The way his scalp is looking to me, but you gotta let me know. I don't know. I haven't seen a before picture, but the fade is good. The fade is good. You got a little bit in here, little in here, and this is, I gotta be hypercritical on you, just because you've been doing it for a minute. In here, and these, so with him, so let me get you guys looking at me. So at a certain point and skill level, this is not, and I know this is an old haircut for Aaron. So this is a 2017. So once you get to a certain skill level, we're not necessarily talking about lines anymore. The lines are usually not in the fade, but what we're looking at is, how do we get these dark spots? Like, how do I lighten this up? Taking those 2-3 first corners of the teeth of my blade and lightening up that spot. Same thing. Let me lighten up this spot. Same thing. Let me lighten up this spot. Let me lighten up these spots. This is dark. How can I lighten this up a little bit? This is dark. How can I lighten? This is dark. How can I lighten up? So that's what we're looking for once you're past the point of lines in your fade. We're looking for dark spots that we can cause to make this transition that much better. Once again, this is a 10 in the barbershop. They're coming back. They don't have no problem. But I'm being hypercritical for him because he's next level. He's been in the game for a minute. I wish I could see what's going on up top, because I can say for Aaron the barber, just looking at some of your pictures, you still have the tendency sometimes to cut off this cowlick area when you don't necessarily have to. So I want to see another picture, but I think this is all you sent me, these two. Do we got any other pictures? Let's see. Oh no, that's concise. Requests. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, an hour ago. And this is gonna be the last one for the night that we go over, guys, and we can jump back into it tomorrow. So we got, hey, you blessed me with a whole bunch. Let's get to it then. Let's start right here. Okay, So we got a highball taper, right? Or what do you consider this? Let me know. What do you consider this? Because I'm gonna assume that this is a highball taper. Okay, I see Shannon is in here too, so we'll get him last. I want to see this area right in here a little more bald. So if I'm gonna go right here, and this is gonna be my initial guideline, then that means everything below this should be bald on a highball taper. Then my next question is, why did you go so high up in here? Unless he wanted because I know from cutting Hispanic barber customers, you got some that want a super high ball taper. So I'm not gonna act like that cannot happen. But I want to know, was this intended to go this high? Or could you have still left this dark in here and still had a high ball taper? All this could still be dark. But we got a mullet. I think I would have just taken just a little bit more of this hair right here out of there, just a little, maybe just a little bit more. It's long, so it's going back here, and so this hair could come down so you don't see this hard of a part where you got the hair. The reason this hard part is right here, you see that hard part right there, because you're grabbing hair that wants to naturally grow. This hair wants to come this way still. So wherever you parted at, you got to pay attention to that, because with you sweeping it back this way, you just caused a hard line right in between here. You see that hard line? And that's simply by, you're over directing the hair and making it go backwards here. I would have just taken a little bit more of that out. Even with it being a high ball taper, you could have just blended this in just a little bit better. But that's that transition area that I was talking about. That's the transition area. Look, you got a good fade. We know the length on top. You got a crop top mullet. But this is that transition, that blend area is what we're working on. The edge up, I like this right here. This is something I've been trying to tell a lot of these guys. You got to slant this in just a little bit. But the only reason it looks so oblong is because you slanted this end up as well. So I would like to have seen you come just straight across and not went up in that. I would like for you not to go up in this corner like that as much as you did. And that would have gave it a much better look. It wouldn't look as awkward. But from what I can see, not bad so far. Man, you guys still sending me one sides, huh? Guys, if it's one side, I'm not going to look at it. That's the new rules. I need both sides so I can tell you what you've done wrong or help you with your consistency or your clipper placement. Well, let's look at this. Like, I can't help you with this haircut at all because I don't know what's going on here. Just looking at this, like, okay, I'll critique what I can see. I'm not going to look at nothing but this. Because if I look at this, like, I don't even know what you were doing. I don't know what kind of haircut that was or anything. So I need multiple pictures, guys, if you're going to submit. The design is not bad. I like that it's cleaned out. I see that you chased it with a with a razor. I can tell you chased it with the razor. But I do want to see, like, you went up and made this part a little wide. I understand artistic creativity, but that doesn't look like it was on purpose to make this section right here that wide, as well as, so when I told you guys that designs are two parts, so once you made this initial line, right, let's just say the top line was the first part you put in and you started making it wider, then I need you to turn your clippers over and make this line just as sharp as you make all your edge up lines. I need that line to be just as crispy. When you come into this corner right here, bam, I need crispy, bam, sharp lines, like nice straight lines. Not like my mouse line, but better than that. Same here. I probably would have widened this up just a little bit more, but I don't know what you were going for right there, so I'm going to leave that up to artistic views. But what I will say is I would have cleaned up this bottom black part just a little bit more. The fade on it is not bad. I probably would have brightened up this in here just a little bit on that very bottom part. If you want to leave all this dark, that's fine. But if we're looking at like what we're doing, we're transitioning, I just probably would have brightened up just that little bit. Clipper over comb in this area, but that's all I can give you, bro. Everything else, I don't know what this cut is, so I really can't give you feedback on that. So I need you guys to give me side angles, back angles, all of that for the same haircut if you have it, or videos are great. Here we go. We got a video. We got a video. All right, I need to see that again. Okay, so let's just look. Let's analyze what we can see first. This area right in here. Something's going on here. I know his hair is long on top, but we got to do something in here. The quality is not that great. I want to look at the initial guideline, so I can tell you your initial guideline is something like this. Right? Something like that. So that means if that's my initial guideline and this is bald, look at all these dark spots that are right above it. We're going to have to make this transition. I kind of like it from behind. As you were turning him, it looks really good in this transition, which lets me know you got the technique of fading, but we're just going to get it better. I like how crispy this line is. I liked how crispy this line was. But we got to make sure that we get that nice and clean. But let's go. And then, so you recorded this video so you can promote. Let's get some of these hairs, these wild hairs, a little bit more under control. Let's get some clipper over comb, something in here to bring that down, like this. Man, this video is, the quality is not the grandest, but all this could be cleaned up. Clipper over comb, man. All of that, clipper over comb. Even though it's still a mohawk, you don't have to take it all the way down. You're just going to clean that up. Just clean it up a little bit. Let's see. And then you can kind of see it better from this angle. All of this right here. This is a whole weight line right in there. This hair could blend in better to the sides. And that's why I was saying clipper over comb could have got that just much, much cleaner. Even separating his hair instead of leaving these flyaways up. You know, a little product wouldn't hurt, because if you're taking these videos, these are advertising videos for you. You're advertising to somebody. I like the fade, man. I like the fade. This side actually looks better than the other side, but we just have to clean this up a little bit. Something like when I'm doing a more forward hairstyle, what I like to do is all of this on top right here, I'm going to probably separate from the middle. I'm going to push all this over to the side while it's wet. And then I'll clipper over comb it. And then as I when I push it forward, it's going to blend. You won't see this harsh like ridge right there like that. I'll do it on both sides. I do that with my crop tops. A lot of people like to do the whole box graduation. I never really understood that, because they'll do that work, do all that all the way around, and then they cut it off at the end. So I don't know. So I'll just go in and hit it in the beginning. I don't have to worry about being extra like that. But thank you for submitting them. Once again, this is not something I can really critique. The edge up looks good. The enhancements don't look bad. The ball fade, the blend looks good. It's not much for me to work with here, man. I really can't tell you much off of that haircut. So thank you, Eduardo. Come back with some better pictures, bro. You go to the shop tomorrow, give me some pictures. Or if you're in barber school, bring me some pictures, and we're going to work on this. But I want to help you more, but that's all I got for you, my guy, because I just can't see it as well. All right, so let's see. What are you guys up here talking about? Let's get back, because y'all wild. Let's see. That gas is half a cut. I don't know what that means. He's talking to Shannon. Get to me next, bro. We just did that. Wavy cuts. Did you send me it? I want to cut more than So Shannon said he does, what is that, 5 to 10? Is that what you saying? I try to stay at 5. Oh, 5 to 10 cuts maybe. I don't know. Yeah, they want to do between 5 and 10 haircuts a day. Just got to get my skills and prices up to allow that to happen. Shannon says it's a blessing for sure. I'm getting old, so I need to leave early. Almost 29 years in the game. Say, okay, so look, guys, we got a almost 29-year veteran right here. So let's see. And then what does he do? Sends me a picture of one-sided, even though he makes YouTube videos. And he could have sent me an all-around shot. But, you guys, I want you guys to look. When we're talking about fading, dark to light, awesome job. Let's go at its lightest point. And let's just follow this shading all the way up. You see it's gradually getting darker until it gets to the thickest part. You don't see a hard ridge in here because he's taken the majority of that out. I would have taken, if you look back here, just a little bit of that out. I'm going to move this line and you guys should be able to see it once I erase that. See it right here? But that's nitpicking. This is a $200 haircut, y'all. So, I would have, so he's got some enhancements in the beard. I'm loving the line work in the back. Look at that, guys. The attention to detail to go over the ear. Even though this is all bald, he still took this line up to here. And then you look, it's all bald. Looks like he hit him with the shaver. This guy is a black guy. So ask your black clients if they can take a shaver before that. I'm sure he knows what this guy can and cannot take. But don't assume because you're a Hispanic barber or a white barber and you got a white or Hispanic clientele and you use the electric shaver on everybody can't take it. So just looking at this man's neck, I'm sure Shannon probably didn't use it on his neck. This guy's neck is dark, which makes me think that he probably bumps up pretty easily. His hair looks very curly on the beard. That's what ingrown hairs are for you guys. I don't know if you guys can see me. For you guys that don't know, ingrown hairs are simply hairs that have been cut too short. So you think a man's hair, this is a scalp. Let me move my hand like that. This is a scalp right here. This is the hair growing through. Bam. So it does this. Now, when you use a razor or a shaver, you cut that hair too short. So now what it does is it starts to grow and it curves up under the skin. Now it's curled under there. Now he has a hair bump and it looks crazy. So you want to make sure that your African-American clients, and I have Hispanic clients who are the same way. I even got some white guys who cannot take a super close shave. So you just want to ask and learn your clientele. I know he's been cutting this guy probably for a while, so he knows his clientele, but learn your clientele, and that happens in that initial consultation. Hey man, I usually use a electric shaver. Can you take one on your head? Sometimes you'll find out that a person can take it on their head, but they can't take it down here, or they can take it here, they can't take it here, but don't put it in the back. You know, so you want to make sure that you're doing a thorough consultation. Let's see. Man, we got a little, let's see, we got a little shakiness. So when I look at this part and it's curving in here, and that's hair. Hair is gonna make it look like this. But it looks like a slight wobble, but it could be because he cut this like kind of with the grain. So it's almost kind of like you think curls or waves. It can give it that little slight wobble effect, but that bottom line is hit hard. He's put some enhancements in here, so it's going to make it even pop even harder. So Jeezy, if you're still on here, this is what I was talking about when applying enhancements. You want to make sure that when you're applying enhancements, that you go a little bit into the fade more, because then it's going to give it like one cohesive look. If I looked at this cut, the beard is a little dark in here, so I can tell that's enhanced, but the average person is going to sit down in his chair and not know that there's any spray in his hair, because he's done a good job of not only applying it, but masking it. He's probably sprayed some into the fade a little bit as well. So that is going to make that fade pop out as well. But from this angle, I don't see much. Let's look at the beard. So looking at the beard right in here, You guys see that dark area I circled? I'll erase it. Now you can see it just in that little transition in the beard. I would have lightened this up just a little more in here and brought that in just a little bit more. Just cleaned it out, bought it out just a little bit more. I'd have brought the fade, just cleaned that up just ever so slightly. Looking at the shape on the beard, I know for a fact that he has, it's the same thing like I told you guys earlier. I know he has a clean edge on here. I know up under that neck is a nice clean hairline, but if you look, we want to also clean these hairs up on the chin area. Clean that stuff up as well. But other than that, nice, hard, crispy lines. Yeah, nice, clean lines. I'm loving it. I'm loving the transition. It's something slight in here that goes all the way down, but it's slightly. Let me erase it. Can you guys see that? Just slightly right in here. But that is nitpicking. My haircuts don't cost this much. So that's me critiquing another barber that has a eye that I'm sure probably sees it himself, but he knows that the average person is not going to pick that up. But man, thank you, Shannon, for sharing this, bro. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's get back over here. That is the last. That's the grand finale right there, bro. We can't take another person after freaking Shannon was on here at all. So let's see. What are you guys talking about? Dang, that's how you doing it? I look older than you, man. That's because you smoother than me, bro. You got the nice beard. You got the swag, man. I don't got that stuff, bro. So yeah, I look older than you. Fading is easy. Blending is more of an illusion art. And that's what I want you guys to take away from that. Fading is easy. What I've showed you guys in most of these pictures and videos is that fading is easy, but the work comes in creating that transition from the top point to that fade that you just put in and iced out. We got to make sure that blend happens. And that's what I loved about Shannon's haircut. The blend was freaking immaculate. So I hope you guys were able to see the difference in a 29-year vet and Concise. You know what I'm saying? Don't do what Concise do. If you... That's my dog, man. I'm messing with my boy. But yeah, you could see like the difference between 29 years veteran and someone that is in barber school. But I want you guys to take away is this. It's a journey. I did something on a video and Shannon actually hit me up about it and was like, what did you do here? I want to try that. So that means 29 years in the game, I want to learn another technique that's going to improve what I do. That's humility, and that is eagerness to continue to grow, because if you stop growing, and it's fine, he doesn't have to grow anymore. He's good enough to stop and be better than many of us will ever be and be fine with it. But it's something about that drive to continue to get better, because as long as I'm in the game, I want to be at the top of my game. Like, that's the motto right there. That's the mantra. I want to be at the top of my game. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I don't want to just do things. You know, I want to work as unto the Lord. Like, the Lord hired me to be this barber. God gave me this position to be in here, and the gift and the talent, the ability to talk and communicate. Like I said in another video, barbers are more than haircutters. Like, I feel like we're put in a position to help men grow, help boys grow into men, be a listening ear when somebody comes in and they just need a shoulder to cry on. I got one of my guys, I'm in a private suite, so we can talk a little bit more openly and more freely about what's going on. And during the conversation, I just see my boy keep doing this, and we talk, and I realize, oh my God, I think he's like tearing up over here. I close the blinds, I get him a towel, say, man, and then I go straight into encouragement mode. Man, you a good dad, you a good dude. I understand what you're going through, but let's see what we can do in the meantime to help you be better, so that as much as it comes to you, you doing what you need to do, so that when it comes to your mother's daughter, she can't hold nothing against you. She can lie, she can do all these different things, but let's make sure that you're a man standing on your 2 feet and you taking care of business, so nobody can take you to court and say this is what you're not doing. Because all you're going to have is a record of what I am doing, You know what I'm saying? So those are situations that we have in the barbershop, and that's why I do like being in a suite versus a shop. But I don't get me wrong, as much as I'm doing this for y'all, they used to set the new people next to me because I took the initiative to. I love the industry so much. I love cutting hair. I love helping people. So more so, I think the gift is the gift of helping people. So I'm gonna help as much as I can. I don't want to see you guys struggling. I want you guys to know how lucrative this career can be. And so that's why I share my information. I share my skill, my knowledge. It took a lot of time, a lot of money to get where I am now. And so if I can give it away to you guys for free for now, why not? You know, I didn't have this when I was in barber school. So here you go. Like, so you guys meet me back here tomorrow night. Anybody got a topic they want to touch on tomorrow night? What y'all got for me? Y'all can ask a question and we can get to it. And I'll know what the title of tomorrow's topic. What do we got? All right. Oh, angles, my videos, my brother. I don't see your video, Wavy Journey. I did not see your video or your picture. So we can start off. It looks like we're going to be doing some of this every night. I don't mind it. My plan was to be on here for an hour. Here I am, 2 hours and 40 seconds into this live video. Thank you for giving your time to critique my work. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, no problem, man. I'm glad that you guys can meet me here because without you guys, then my gift has nowhere to no one to be given to. So if I'm fruit on a tree, what's gonna happen to that fruit if it's not given or somebody doesn't take and eat of it? It's gonna wither and die. So I'd rather the gift be passed on to y'all and that it can continue to grow. The industry can continue to grow. Carlos says only critique is the placement of the part. I hate parts on corners. That's not a critique to say that you hate the part in the corner. Like that's personal preference, bro. Is it done? So when I critique a haircut, I don't want to put my personal preference in there. I want to say if this is what you did and you put it in the corner, how clean was that part? So I gotta take. I don't like. I'd rather do it on the side. Man, I can't say that. S Crafts is one of the most, if not the most detailed barber. Bro, he's the most detailed barber you're gonna find. I'll put him over me because he's gonna go in there, scissor, point cutting, and man, I didn't see this man in action too many times. He gets the crown, most detailed. The back is really faded though. A lot of barbers miss that. Yeah. Nathan says, I don't even critique this haircut. It is perfect. It's a perfect haircut. Bro, that is a perfect haircut. That is the perfect haircut. Everything I said was just to show that even in perfection, there's something someone can point out. So there's ways that even perfection can be perfected. I like that. Can perfection be perfected? That's the question of the night. Don't give me the rapping in here or something, man. J Clip said, S-Craft is sick. You both definitely two of my favorites. Thank you, my brother. He's sick for real. Let's see. What else we got? Concise. I seen this video, I believe. Oh, word. Shut up, bro. Where do we submit the pics? In Rome. You submit them in Rome. In Rome. I got dad jokes. I'm tired. It's 11 o'clock. You submit it to Christopher Manyweather on my Instagram. Make sure when you guys submit it, go ahead and leave me a follow. If you guys this is your first time here, hey, I'm Christopher Manyweather. This is Dead Stock Barbershop. I make videos to help you guys, the barber, whether new or old, take your career to the next level. If that seems like something that you'd be interested in, make sure you hit this like button, hit the subscribe button, and there'll be more content like this tomorrow. There you go in Rome, because I've never seen your name, so I'll give you a little breakdown like that. Both God-fearing generals have to give thanks. Yes, man, bro. We can't do nothing without the Lord Jesus Christ, bro. I promise you that. Ronald Morgan, appreciate the feedback. No problem, bro. Thank you for the submission. Thank you, everybody that submitted tonight. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Being a hairpist isn't easy, right? Do you think when your guidelines are stretched instead of compressed, you get better blurry? Did you ask me that earlier? Leave me alone, Nathan. It's your choice, whatever you think. It's a personal preference. KRA, what's going on? I think your name was Kyle, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle submitted some cuts, I believe. I can't follow the legend S-Craft, LOL, but I'd love to get some feedback on a cut I did today. I want to take it to the next level, so I would like to borrow your eye. Meet me back here 9 o'clock tomorrow. Kyle, I got you, bro. Detailing 101. This is what we do. Black Stellar. Mine didn't go through either, I guess. That's weird. I do have 2 accounts. So if you guys go to like Deadstock Barbershop Rockwall, that is my suite, my barbershop account. So don't submit it to that. Submit it to Christopher Manyweather. Lowe says tomorrow do detailing and blending, clipper over comb, and shear work. No problem. Los, I like that idea. We'll pull up another one of my videos. I like having the content. I'm thankful that I got content out there so we can just pull up something and see what I'm doing. Black Stellar, thank you, my brother, for being here, bro. Thank you so much. My guy Anthony is back. Anthony says, still working on the blend section, Chris. LOL, have a video I sent for you tomorrow to look at. I'm down, bro. We can do this bro, y'all got me every day. Y'all have me every single day. Utilize it. Utilize it, guys. I promise you, this is a good thing for your career. This is something that plenty barbers wish they had coming up, especially me. And you don't have to learn as much on your own when you have people. Not only do you guys have me, but you got people like Shannon popping in, commenting on the side. You got Concise popping in, commenting on the side. You got Ant popping in, commenting on the side. You got Jeezy. You got Donnie. You got everybody. Black Stellar. You got Los. You got everybody. Kyle. Nathan. Nathan gonna be in here every time. Nathan is always rocking with me, man. I love you, bro. So, yeah, man, I thank you guys for watching this live. Man, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock p.m. Do y'all like that time? I'm Central Standard Time. If you're on the West Coast, you 7 o'clock p.m. I don't know what time y'all get off work. But, yeah, guys, that's all I got for tonight, man. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of you because without you, there is no me being here. Remember that when it comes to your own clients. Even if you are the greatest barber in the world, if no one there is there to sit in your chair, then what is your gift? So take every person that sits in your chair and be grateful for them. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how bad you think you are. Everybody that gave you an opportunity to do what you love, man, be grateful for them because this is how we pay our bills. This is how we get our skills. So I love y'all. Have a good night. See y'all. Peace.